Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the lights down. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.
What up? We all back in full effect now. David got a little time on his clock. So all good. We got a lot to talk about. A couple of things dropped today. Unfortunately, there's always Kings talk. That's always a bunch of fun. But before we get to the Kings, we did see that about an hour ago, I think it was about an hour and a half ago, Trae Young finally trade went through to Washington for CJ McCollum and Kesper. Seems like that was with the base. I don't know if there. I didn't see any draft picks associated whatsoever. So I'm assuming that's it. I was a 1 for 2. I know it's fresh, but I just kind of want to hear you guys' thoughts, like your initial thoughts for both sides. What did you guys think?
Honestly, I mean, I think it's a kind of an even trade. I mean, I just don't know what Washington looks like. You know, I mean, we'll see how he fits there. But, man, Atlanta's kind of rolling right now, man, and they've been playing pretty good. I actually like the trade for them. Get a good young player, and, I mean, CJ can still get shots up, you know, and from like all appearances, he seems to be a good pro, man, that some of these guys could learn from. So, I don't know. I like it for Atlanta.
Yeah, same. Like, I like it for Atlanta. It's kind of like an even exchange. It doesn't really move the needle for me. I'm just like, okay, it's done. It brought up, I actually got an alert for an SI article of the whole Zach LaVine, how that whole trade. I don't know how true this is, but how in the offseason he requested to go to a Eastern Conference team, specifically the Hawks.
Was that where TC's anger came from? I missed half of the call. I just heard him at the end of his venomous Zach, or I'm going to box Zach on pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I guess that got shut down, and we know that Scott Perry isn't really a fan of Trae Young, so yeah, that's where I'm at.
So, Sam, I like it for Atlanta for sure. They won again tonight. They obviously been rolling without him. I think if they had been struggling more this year, they might have been hesitant. I think that was the final nail in the coffin of all right, I think we're better off moving on and investing our money in something else. So I like that trade. Like you said, I like CJ's always been a consummate professional wherever he's been. He's obviously been involved in the players union and all that. So he's obviously, I'm assuming, well-liked throughout the league. He seems like a great veteran to put around all these guys, even, just as a veteran leadership, if nothing more than that. He's still, like I said, shooters can shoot regardless of how old they get. So he can still put up shots. He can still hit them. He might not be what he was, in Portland or anything like that, but he's definitely still he's got a little bit of hoops left. Kesper, like you said, it's a young player. Just kind of plug him into the rotation if you can. And if it doesn't work out, I don't think it's any horrific, shift in the trade. And then with Washington, for me, Washington's still Washington to me. So I don't know what to think of it. I don't even know what to think about him wanting to go there. I don't know what's
Yeah.
I always anytime a star player or what's considered a star player has aspirations to go to one of the worst teams in the league, I always question whether that's in reality or you're just ready to get the hell out of town because nobody wants you in town anyway, right?
If the money's right, that's the only thing I can think about. But
I mean, I was saying that in a chat earlier. In a different chat, was somebody said that I was talking. Drew had said that's a good trade for Washington, and I said can be. Just depends on what are you paying. If you're giving them, if you get some stupid ass contract $200 million, I'm I don't see how that works out in the end. But if he's willing, if he sees where his market truly is, and like D'Lo Casey we're talking about, then yeah, I think, for what he does, I think he does do a lot of good things. I understand the defensive deficiencies that he has, but I don't think he gets enough credit for the assists. Like, I think everyone's always talking about all the bad shots he takes, or whether he's on or off. He averages every year almost 10 to 11 assists a game. So it's not like he's not contributing, on that end of it and getting other people to score too. So maybe that's a good thing for Alex Sarr's evolution of what he's going to be, like all these other young kids that Washington has, right? So I think that's one of those we'll find out in a couple of years type thing on whether how well that worked out or not for them. But I definitely think for Atlanta, it's a great move. And from rumors, and I don't know how true the rumors are, this is probably not their last. The rumor is that they might make a play for Anthony Davis, whether that's even a good choice or not, but that they are going towards more of the defensive end of it. So looking to get a shot blocker in there, but I don't know how true it is. I know they're trying to get rid of that Porzingis contract, so they've been wanting to use him as a trade chip. We'll see if that comes to fruition or not. But I don't know who it's going to be, but I am a believer that I do think that they're not done. I think they still are going to try to make another splash. So
yeah, no, I agree. Man, Bryce, what are you talking about? Like, where's that comparison? Like, what are you talking about?
That's not even. That's that's one of the worst comparisons I've ever seen. Like, no, sir, no, not even close. Not even close.
Trae Young, he's not a good defender, but he plays hard and.
Bro, he's a 20 and 10. He's a 20 and 10 every game. Like like you said, I get the defensive stuff. Like it's Olay, but on the offensive end, he 20-10 every game. Like that's Ben Simmons is nowhere near that. At least not for the last 10 years. Maybe when he first started, he showed potential of that, but no, I don't like that comparison.
Plus, man, I think Trae Young, man, he's a hooper first. You may not like his game, but man, he's
a hooper for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he loves basketball.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is like, I'm not going to argue with some of the points of the defense but like even in all this, let's put everything aside as far as like he's been a consummate professional through this whole thing. You haven't heard one word out of him. I think he's known he's going to be traded for since the offseason when they didn't extend him. He wasn't a malcontent. He came into the season, played. There was nothing out of his mouth that showed how venomous, like whether he, felt some venom towards it or whatever. Like, for all as much as we always talk about players, saying the wrong things and acting the wrong way and acting like little brats, like he has been the consummate professional through this whole thing. Has not said one bad word about Atlanta, nothing. Mm-hmm. Not even like leaks. Like there hasn't even been leaks of him demanding anything. Like, come on, man. Like, let's not like crap on this dude. And he's been, he's done everything the right way when it comes to something like this. So kudos to him for that.
Heaven forbid a player demand something or demand where they want to go.
Heaven forbid.
Who would do that?
Nah, not here in Sacramento, I'll tell you that.
Never.
Doesn't happen in these parts.
No. So we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, I think it was a good move all around for everybody. Fresh start, some new blood in Atlanta. They're already, like David said, they're already on a roll. They've been playing well. I mean, I know the record doesn't reflect necessarily a great team, but it's also the East, and man, it's early in the season. Anything can happen in the East, especially. So they could easily be a top 3-4 team with the right moves here and there. So we'll see what happens. And I think this is, and I think D'Lo Casey talked about it. I think Ham talked about it. A couple other people. This is that first trade tumble, right? Like now that the first trade's out the way, it'll be interesting to see where the dominoes go after this and how fast. It might be maybe nothing, but it might be a fury of trades that come after this now. So we'll see what happens on that end of it.
I wonder if that puts, some of the onus or whatever on the teams in the East. Because, Atlanta's right in the thick of, trying to, do something, make a run. I wonder if a team like Milwaukee or even somebody like Boston or.
This is my meme face.
Right.
Drew loves to send me this meme all the time in our chats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, look, I mean, duh. That's like the biggest dud to me. Like, we already knew that. Like, we've known that for like how long? That's nothing new. I don't think anybody ever doubted that when he first started, he wanted to be in SAC and wanted to see it through up until everything started crumbling. Like, and there's blame on, but I'm not going to reiterate, but there's been blame on both sides on that. But at the end of the day, anyone that questions that he wanted to be successful in SAC, like, whatever, bro. Like, I don't think that was ever the case. What? Instead of
hearing Drew, he heard you. Things were burning. He was like, "Oh,
he loves that." Yeah. I probably deserve it half the time, so it's all good.
Who do you guys think? Who do you guys think makes a move next? Though, do you think this? Like I said, do you think this puts kind of the pressure on like any of those teams in the East, like a Milwaukee, like an Orlando, like even Boston? You never know. Like, I mean, I wonder if they start to gear up now because Atlanta's right there. I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless it all comes crashing down, which it doesn't look like it will. They've been playing well. I wonder if this spurs other teams on to like, all right, well, we got to do something.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's kind of like that's the first play. Now the dominoes start to fall, and things start moving. But I unfortunately think that, I unfortunately think the move that I don't want to happen is
going to happen.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I almost like, look, I get, and I get your love for him, and I have love for him too. But also at this point, like, it's like, it's not the greatest analogy, right? But like, it's like, okay, any of you that have ever had a pet that's like a family member, and at some point you love them so much, but it's time, like they're in pain, whatever. It's like it's time to put them down. Yeah. But I said in the way of it's time to let him go somewhere where he can play. If you're not going to play, if you're so adamant that he's not part of your future, if you're so adamant that he gets DMPs every night, then I want him to go play the game he loves.
He deserves so much better. Yes, he deserves so much better.
So let's go. Like, if that's already in the works, like if there's no like way to make this work, let's go. Hey, wherever. I don't even care where he goes at this point. Like, but let him.
He ends up with a
I just want to see him play again.
I hope
he deserves it.
I hope he ends up with a contender though.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if he torches the Kings for 50, I'm with it. Especially this year, because it really doesn't matter this year. Like, I'm with it, man. Because it's different when it's somebody that like hasn't done the things that like, I think he's done everything he can in this city to try to make it work, and it's just not been reciprocated other than fans, right? So, bro, you deserve to get minutes, and you deserve to shine somewhere, and if they're not going to see you do it here, and some parts I understand, but like for the most part I don't, but I'm not a GM, so vaya con Dios. Let's go.
Like Kenny was saying today, though, man, like, okay, I know a team's never just going to come out and say, okay, we're just losing on purpose now. But, dude, I mean, Kings, don't tell me you're trying to win.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're trying to win when you don't play Malik. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 100% with Kenny right there. Okay, you're going to have your 6 man of the year candidate, the guy you paid. Well, I mean, I don't know if Scott Perry did, but, you're going to have that guy on the bench. You're going to tell me that guy can't get any minutes. No, don't tell me you're trying to win.
Yeah.
You're not trying to win.
100%.
This right here makes me sick. That is what we're not going to do. That is the one move that I am not okay with. No,
but it doesn't seem like they want it anyways.
You can't have him. You can't have him. I mean, obviously, he wouldn't have to move, and he'd stay in Sacramento. But I just can't.
Well, they said he had just bought I think I heard that yesterday or today. Like he bought more property in Sac or whatever.
Yeah, because he said that training camp. He loves Sacramento. He bought a house, property. Like, he was here to stay.
And he knows he's loved here regardless. Like, maybe the organization don't love you, but you're loved, brother. You are loved. So I don't think even if you went somewhere else, like, you might not be the pizza guy anymore, but you could still be the 12-acre guy.
There's a pizza guy curse.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's similar like with Boog. like how much love he has for Sacramento and still has to this day. Something goes down in Sacramento, like unfortunately, if someone passes, he pays for people's funerals.
Yeah,
like
he still does a lot of work.
Yes.
And that's why for me, anytime anybody badmouths, I'm like, look, man, maybe he had issues and whatsoever, but don't act like it was a perfect situation. Don't act like he was given the world and like it just wasn't, it was just him that didn't make it work. Like there's a lot of reasons why stuff is. He's somewhat, sure, he was immature at times, this and that, whatever. I always told my story. He was good with me just when he held my baby, so we good on that. But but you know, other than that, like you say, he's done so much work in Sacramento that people don't understand. Like his love for this city is bar none. So whatever. But yeah, like go ahead.
Ham brought up something today about Rashawn Holmes, and I was like, oh yeah, and it brought that all back because that was the last time I was like, man, don't trade him. He is like the heart and soul. Like, don't do it. So that brought all that back.
Yep,
that was a good comp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
very
like
good.
everybody loved Rashawn Holmes here.
Yeah. But it brings those memories back. It brings those memories, and it's just like, damn, again, here we are again.
But you know, I mean, you can't tell me Malik couldn't do things out there with this team. I'm not saying they're going to win with them, but you can't play that guy, a guy who's capable of going for 20 or 30, you know, off the bench. You tell me that guy can't play. So again, like Kenny was saying, you know, this team pretty much outright told us what they were doing. They're not trying to win. And I know they've had injuries. I know, you know, this and that, but man, that's why you have all them guards to begin with. If somebody goes down, you got Malik to come in. I don't know. It's just weird, man.
And on top of that too, it's if you were replacing with somebody that would like, oh yeah, well, we want defense. Nobody's playing defense. So you can't tell me you replaced him with somebody that was playing like optimal defense because you weren't. Because he was getting DMPs, Keon was getting DMPs. Like there were times that both of them really weren't getting time. And you were putting in people, you were putting in McDermott for God. I tweeted it the other day. So McDermott went in before a month. That's where we're at.
Right. That said a lot. That said a lot.
So come on, man. Like, whatever it is that you guys are doing, stop talking to us like we're idiots. That's my thing. Right. Like, just be like, yo, man. Like, he's not. We're working to make everybody in this situation happy. We're trying to do but don't stop acting as if like you don't know what we're talking about. We don't see things with our own eyes, and we're just some idiots sitting around. Like, we're not buying anything. Nobody's buying anything you're saying.
I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes in too, though. You know, when Kenny was talking about the other day, when he was talking about, you know, people who love tanking should be happy right now. But I mean, that's not really the case, though. The Kings told us they weren't tanking. They signed all these vets, so, you know, to try to win. You know, they're not tearing this team down and playing the young guys and quote unquote tanking. They're trying to win. They just suck. So I like, you know, to say the pro tank. I mean, because again, I don't think I'm neither here nor there with it. I don't know what's the right direction to go. I don't know if they should out and out tank, or I don't know if they should try to reload and rebuild. I really don't know. But my point is that, you know, the people who want to see a tank, that hasn't happened yet. They're still playing. You don't say you're tanking, but you're playing DeMar, Levine, and Russ all the time. You know? So I don't
like the game last night. Come on, man. Like, for one, the 8:00 start. I don't know. That was horrible.
Well, that's brutal for you guys. I'm used to it. Like, I've been used to over my lifetime of watching 11 o'clock start games and stuff. So, but I get it though. I get it.
It was painful. I've had the flu the last 5 days, and I wanted to go to sleep so bad. But shout out to anyone like fighting the flu. I got little. Take this. That.
There you go.
And that. Not sponsored. Take those together.
We are available to sponsor. Yes. If you'd like to call us.
I will do commercials. I will plant some trees. I'm down.
I'll cough on people if I have to.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, my wife swears by elderberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
good stuff. The word's good.
Amazing. But I wanted to go to sleep so bad. so bad, but then I couldn't because they were in it. They couldn't hold on to that 12-point lead for one, but then like what was the whole end of the game? Like Dallas, what they had the lead once, a 1-point lead early in the game.
Yeah.
So what do you guys make of that? Like, what do you guys make of this whole, like, I mean, we've talked about it probably ad nauseum at some points, but like their inability to close out games, their inability to, like, we've talked about the whole 4 quarters thing. That's already out the window. But like, to me, it's not just the fact of they can't string 4 quarters together. It's the epic ways that they find ways to like collapse in the third and the fourth quarter. So it's not like just like, oh, this happened. Oh, they just couldn't hit a shot. Like it's, they can't hit a shot. It's, they stopped playing the way they were when they were winning. It's defensively missing assignments. It's offensively, they just all of a sudden decide to go away from everything that was working no matter what. And then you get the last play where Doug calls up a play, and I'm only going to take it from what what he said, what DeMar said, and put it all together, and then basically shrugging him off,
right,
and doing something totally different. And it'd be one thing if they did something totally different and it was an actual play, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that play, nobody's open, we got to do this. Somebody goes to the hole, they miss, fine. We're talking about he took off 1 foot 3-point shot. Like, you're down 2. So I know Doug didn't call that play up. That's obvious. But to be that, for a veteran of his stature or a veteran Latin team the way they are, like, these are guys that shouldn't get caught in those situations. Like,
No.
if you're up for 3.5 quarters and you put in these guys that have over 50 years of experience, all together, this is not how you would expect veterans to end a game. And
this is it right there. They understand the assignment. I don't think they have tank in them.
I don't buy that whatsoever. That doesn't behoove any of them. That makes them look weaker on the market. If they're trying to go somewhere else, the last thing they should be doing is playing like that, because who wants that? If DeMar's averaging, if all these guys, let's say they were winning right now, like, not say winning, but like they're at least, winning some of these games. They're more, you can get more for them. You can send them more places than the way they're playing right now. So I don't, none of them, why would they want to tank out of all people? The guy's trying to get out of town. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, it's almost like, in football too. What do you mean a veteran or even the young guys are going to tank so somebody could come in and take your job? These guys aren't tanking. Players don't have that in them to do that. so we can get a new young guy to take your money?
Hell no.
That don't exist.
No, it makes no sense whatsoever. Like,
the players could care less about the number 1 pick. I mean, I wouldn't.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Kyle was cooking this morning.
I'm just baffled. I'm just baffled at what I'm seeing on a nightly basis from everybody. And then God damn it. You guys talk for a second. Jesus.
No, what were you going to say about Kyle?
Kyle was cooking this morning. He was breaking down the game last night, and he pointed it out. Like, the Kings, they should have won that game. Dallas should not have won that game. The Kings had home court advantage. They had the veteran players that were all playing well at the same damn time, right? They outplayed them like the whole game. Okay, so go close the game out. And then he said, and then they just didn't. So I have here, and they just didn't, the title of the Kings season.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is good. I mean,
I'm going to change the title of this episode.
That sums it up right there. ...
And they just didn't. Immediately, I ran and wrote that down. I was like, no, that's the Kings season.
Put that on a shirt.
Put it on a shirt. I did it.
I might do it too. I might go to a game like that too.
And then people, huh? Yeah.
I'm gonna have the guy from the Jordan.
That is a conversation starter. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Kings.
and that to me brings what and I didn't even think about it till today for some reason, just listening to him, and then like, if you look at the history of the hirings and firings of coaches in this league, and who hires veteran coaches, who hires rookie coaches, I would say, and I don't have an exact number, that I'm not securing, I don't have the odds, but I would say, from what I remember, maybe 90 to 95% of the time when you see a rookie get hired, it's to coach a young team, an up-and-coming team, right? A team that's probably not going to win much. How many, like, if you have a veteran-laden team like this team, or like any veteran team, let's be honest, how many of those veterans are really going to listen to a rookie coach that's still trying to learn himself the do's and don'ts of coaching, the what works, what doesn't work? Like, I know he's an ex-player. I know some of that plays into it somewhat, and there might be a respect factor. But in game, like, hey, bro, like, hey, grandpa, you haven't played in like 15 years. I've been playing in this league for the last 15. I know what to do in these. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they might still like Doug. I'm not saying they don't. Like, I think they do like Doug as a person, maybe even coaching-wise. But I think it's only human, whether good or bad, that the reaction to things like that at the end of yesterday's game. Nah, bro, I ain't running that play. I know what I need to do. Or, no, I'm going to try to do this. Nah, I don't like that play you drew up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. So, like, you basically, even hiring Doug is a setup for failure. Not because of him necessarily, but look what you're giving him. You already given him this faulty team, this team that's already halfway out the door. Mm-hmm. Like, and they knew that when Scott Perry got hired. Like, I doubt any of them had grandeurs after what happened last year of this team just righting the ship this year, and all of a sudden they were going to be that much better of a team. They're in fact worse. They're in fact worse than last year. They're nowhere near even on the pace of last year. Mm-hmm. So, I hear some people in the chat, they've said stuff about Doug and the way he's coaching. Like, first of all, he's a rookie coach. Did you think he was going to coach perfectly? Like, of course he's going to make mistakes. Of course he's going to do things that you might scratch your head, everyone. He's still learning. He's still like, don't tell me he sucks, though, because what's he working with? Half this roster isn't even probably what he wants. So he's doing the best he can with what he has, as far as I'm concerned.
Again, I don't think anybody knows what he is. Yeah, I mean, it's still nobody knows what he is. I mean, on the flip side of that too, and I'm not saying, anything bad or good, but I think it was maybe it might have even been John Poles that said it one day, but he said, I mean, be honest with yourself though. If it wasn't here, do you think any other team is hiring Doug as a coach?
No.
So I mean, I don't know if he's good or not, but again, because and I'm saying that because we got the news today that he's not probably getting fired this season. I agree with Deal on KC. That's all that meant, that he's not getting fired this season. I'm not saying he deserves to, but again, if you're going to do this rebuild, I wonder what Scott Perry's going to want because, again, you either go one way or the other. You either get a rookie head coach that could grow with the team, or you get a veteran or somebody who has a lot of experience to teach the guys how to play, the pro style. So I just wonder where he's going to go with that.
Yeah, of course it's Poles. I don't lie. No, 100% agree, and I think that's why I think this has always been I think Doug was hired because I doubt there were that many veteran coaches that wanted to deal with this roster as is, and I think around the league they knew whatever Scott was going to do, you weren't going to see the realization of what he wanted for at least another year or so. So it's basically like a flyer. Like, all right, Doug, go ahead. If you can make it work, hey, then you're a miracle worker. Cool. If not, I'm going to bring in my own guy at some point anyway. Obviously, he didn't have discussions like that with Doug, but I think in the back of his head, that's what it is, And I don't think after this, like he probably makes it through the end of the year, right? Because especially if you start trading pieces left and right, like you just let him finish it out with whatever the squad is and see what he can work with, right? If you bring in younger players. But, I doubt he makes it to the beginning of next year, though. Like, that'll be hard-pressed. So
you're not all the way wrong, Drew. People took that moment like it was George Patton giving the military a pep talk or something.
But I also think like if that was the plan originally, right? Like in his eyes, let's just say, not that he'll ever admit it, that Perry was like, let's. I would have rather at that point, if you knew you had a coach that you probably weren't going to keep after a year or after you changed the roster around, I would have just brought in Bobby. I would have just brought in somebody that's already had a ton of experience coaching on different levels and succeeded on those levels, and let him work it out. And I don't know if that's maybe because he might be one of the holdovers when everything is said and done, when the new coach comes in that sticks around on that staff. But I just would have brought in Bobby to start it off. If you're going to do all that, I would have just started with Bobby and let Doug be on the bench, learn some more. Because Bobby just has more experience in that realm to me. So I don't know.
Well, he probably, wasn't expensive either. You just came off of paying Mike Brown $10 million a year. You were going to until he was fired. And I mean, Doug probably didn't. He probably cost less than half that.
Yeah, but how much was Bobby going to cost? Like,
I mean, yeah, same. No, I mean,
right.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying that's maybe, one of the reasons why, they just rolled with Doug. And unfortunately for him, I honestly think, to me, like with all this, I mean, I'm hoping it's not the case. That's how you're going to treat the guy, but it almost looks like this is, just stopgap. Hey, we got this transition happening. You're the stopgap.
Yeah, so when you see these when you watch these collapses in the fourth quarter, when you see the momentum shift the way they have in most games, because we see runs, right? Like we always see, no matter what, even when they're losing by 40, you'll see a run of 10, 15 where they string together some plays that they look like this is what they should be doing, and maybe they have a chance, but then they always revert back to whatever it is that caused them to get killed. When you watch it, when you're personally watching it, are you looking at it as just a player issue, or do you see some of it as a coaching issue?
I spoke enough. You answer this one, Katrina.
Can't hear you. Oh, now it's your turn to be all messed up.
Oh, my bad. I had a cough attack and I had to mute myself on all of that. My bad. Damn. Now just out. No, it's more of a player issue. It's more of a player issue than a coaching issue. I think it's all around an issue, coaching and player, but I think the fit of the players, it just doesn't work, right? It does not work. And why they can't figure it out, I don't know. I really don't know. But I think, tanking, not saying they're tanking, is a big reason behind it all. But it's just so frustrating to still be, tuning in. And
coaches or players, yes. It's like
all of it.
Yeah, all of it. Because I mean, when I'm watching the game, though, when they're talking about late game execution, I think this is where the Kings not having any shooters, to space out the floor or to because DeMar can, he can get hot to where he's hitting clutch shots. Levine could do the same, but again, people aren't just going to give you layups in crunch time. You're going to have to knock down shots. That's not who DeMar is. He's not going to hit outside shots consistently. Russ, I mean, he can hit 3 in a row, or he can airball 3 in a row, or hit the side of the backboard. That's just who Russ is. And none of the other Kings are consistent shooters. I think that plays a lot into it, because you don't have anything you can consistently go to other than DeMar, getting the ball in the mid-range and shooting it.
Right.
I mean, that's the only thing they can rely on. So if that's the only thing you could rely on, if you go anywhere other than that, you're going to have a shot like Dennis took. You're going to have a shot like, Westbrook took, and Levine's just not going to take the shots. So I think, I don't know. It's if they tuned him out, or whatever, then I think that's on the players. Because again, it's like, what right do you have to tune him out? You guys suck. But I think, that's probably a little bit of inexperienced coaching too. I mean, but again, I think it's all of the above. It just wasn't a good mix to begin with.
Yeah, like I saw this stat that they put, and I sent it to Kyle during the middle of the game. because they showed Max Christie came to the line. It was early in the game, and they were showing his progressions from year to year. It was like 5 years worth of progressions. And he started off at like 5.5, and I should have wrote down what it was, but basically it was like 5, and then it went to 8, and then 9, and then he was hovering between 12 and 15 the last 2 years. But the thing that stood out to me was the shooting percentage. It's gone up every single year of his career, where now he's at probably like, I think, a 47, 48% shooter. And I was like, I sent that to Kyle. I'm like, not necessarily matching the points per game, but if Keegan had did this, Keegan would have been the player that we wanted. Is Max Christie the player that we expected Keegan to be in that aspect? And I'm not sure if Kyle understood it. So I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying necessarily the points per game, right? But he's not far from, Keegan kind of jumped early and then kind of fluctuated after that. I know there's been injuries and all that, but his shooting percentage has just plummeted for the most part every year. Whereas, like I said, like if you could have taken that Max Christie shooting percentage and put it to Keegan's game, like he'd been all world. Like, and I think he's the player that would have been missing in this whole equation of, I'm not putting everything on him, so I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying that. But I do think that's a key element of why they don't have, if he's that knockdown shooter, if he's that athletic player that's a go-to, I think this whole thing looks different.
Right.
Does that mean 20, 30 extra wins? No, I'm not saying all that. But I do think it significantly changes the whole dynamic of the team and changes it may change what are the veterans, what they're doing at the end of games. Maybe Keegan's that go-to at the end of the game at that point, right? When everybody else is kind of like doesn't know what to do. I don't know. But I thought that was interesting to see because I was like, yeah, for me, when I saw that, I was like, that's what I wanted out of Keegan. I wanted to see not necessarily those exact numbers, but the shooting percentage should have gone up every single year, or at least fluctuated in the same area where it hasn't. And he's kind of been stagnant. And now I know he signed that contract, and he's been hurt a lot this year, so it's hard to really gauge. But I think even this year, like we've seen when he's healthy, like it's the same thing all over again. He'll get hot. He'll show this like flash of like, okay, all right, he can go. And then that's it. And then, you get the naysayers that like, and again, I'm not saying they're wrong, but Scooter says, well, if there was consistency, if there was this, there was that, if he had, if there wasn't so much turmoil, cool, bro. I'm not saying you're wrong about that. But at some point, the player has to want to be that change too. So yes, I understand there's, chaos and turmoil, but you also have plenty of minutes where you're just standing around not doing nothing. You should be demanding the ball at this point in your career. You should be like, go to. I've seen him plenty of times get the ball and then not even look to move it. He just passes it to the next person. Like, bro, you're part of the problem too. Like, I'm not saying that you are the problem, but you're just as much your non-ability to stay consistent and to not take that next step is part of the problem too.
Right.
No,
high hopes.
He deserves some criticism because, I mean, too, okay, the Kings don't have a perfect roster. Fine. They don't have anybody that complements them. Fine. Bro, nobody's double teaming Keegan to get the ball out of his hands. Mm-hmm. You still got to play. Mm-hmm. Nobody's denying him a chance to be great. He can still go out there and play. Like I said, they're not running two defenders at him to try to stop him. So all of his struggles are just that. They're his struggles. So he needs to find consistency or, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get a really good read on what he actually is this season because of all his injuries. Yeah. Which really sucks. Because that was like the one thing I had the spotlight on Keegan. Because I thought this was going to be his season to step up if he was going to. And I don't know.
Yeah. The fact that stat today of him and Sabonis haven't played one game together, is that what it was? That blew me away because I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, that's insane. Like I know Sabonis has been out for a while, but that just means but he was playing for a while too. So that just be Keegan, like either Keegan's hurt or he's hurt or whatever. So
what's crazy is I almost forget about Domas. When we're talking about the Kings this year, like I swear, like he's probably I'm way down on the list of things that I think of when I'm putting blame on this season and haven't even had your starting center for most.
You're gonna run into him in Napa. We're gonna run into him in Napa and be like, "Oh, you right?
You still here? You still here?"
Demand my money back from tickets I wasted on.
Damn.
And I think the other part of that, which is crazy, is everyone's kind of been like, no one's talking about him in the media. No one's really bringing him up, other than that when they kind of like just said, "Oh, he'll be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks," or whatever it was the second time, and everyone's kind of caught off guard. But like, no one talked about his rehab. He's sitting there though. It's not like he's not there. He's sitting on the bench every game. But no one, even in the even in the broadcast, like everybody has been like dead silent about him. Like usually when supposedly one of your top 3 players goes down, and they're down for a long period of time, like they'll like kind of zoom in on him and say something every once in a while, or they'll bring up, "Oh, I wonder what he's doing." It's like there's just at least some kind of discussion. There's literally been zero. There's nothing at all. Like he's already out the door. Like that's how I take it. Like, bro, you're really trying to move him like undercover, like kind of like he's gonna go the way what's his name, Luca went. Like it's just gonna be like midnight, and we're gonna be asleep, and you're just gonna get an alert that, hey, by the way, did you hear Sabonis got traded? What? Like where did that? Nobody was gonna see it coming because that's how quiet it's been. So it's really weird to me. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've seen a top. Well, I guess now he should be considered a top 2-3 player on that team. That just nothing. It's just dead silence. So,
well,
I don't know. It's just weird.
It's trade season, so we'll see if the Kings do anything. But again, I think it's going to be moves like Ham's talking about. I don't think anybody's going to be happy with what the Kings are getting back unless they get, they're excited to get some draft picks and some expiring contracts, because whatever they do, they're not going to get no young. I don't think they're going to get a young athletic player that they can build around. I think it's going to be dumping salary and hopefully picking up draft capital.
Well, I'll be the one happy person then, because I don't care what they get back. Like I don't even care about that. Honestly, at this point,
just need to change.
I don't even care if they get fleeced. I just need these guys gone. Again, this is one of the most, like, I have to go from watching this to watching the Bulls be just as trash every single night. I'm literally wasting 4 hours of my life damn near every night. My guy's like, why are you watching this crap? Like, let's watch a movie or something. It's crap. It's like if the Kings aren't playing, like I'm sitting there watching. I was watching today, the Bulls were playing against Detroit, and I'm watching Detroit manhandle them without Cade. Like they're missing like their top 2 players, and they're still getting manhandled. And they have the same issue. They've got players that aren't developing because they suck at developing anybody. You got Vukovic, who should have been traded a long time ago, a la Sabonis and DeMar. Like it's so like it is literally an episode of Black Mirror, and I'm watching these 2 teams just look at each other through the mirror, and it sucks. It's one of the most unlikable Bulls teams I've ever watched. And this is one of the most unlikable Kings teams I've ever watched. It just sucks. If it weren't for the Bears, I'd be crying right now. And I don't know how much longer that's going to last, so I'm just praying. But it is. I think everybody said it, like this is a very unlikable Kings team in so many ways. And it's not personal as far as like, I don't think this guy's a jerk or this guy's a jerk. Or it's just as a basketball team. And I think you guys can answer this. Here's something that just popped in my head. And it's a what if. If Beam Team never happened, if that was just a regular Kings, didn't play that well, was average at best, would these teams the last couple of years be as unlikable? Or is that part of the residual of because you had this exciting, wonderful, greatest year ever, like it was so exciting, and now you're this, that helps kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's part of the sting.
Yeah.
I got my answer for that, but I'll let you go first, Katrina, because I got a comparison. So you go ahead and.
Oh, okay.
No dead dogs. Right? Sorry.
You can't take away being team season, but yeah, it definitely makes the sting worse. It all makes it worse. But go ahead, go cook.
Man, that's a good question, Manny, and I honestly don't think so. And here's why. I don't know if you were around when the Kings broke their 13-year playoff drought when Mitch Richmond was still on the team. So that 95-96 team, you know, it was they weren't as good of a team, but it was exciting that year. The Kings going to the playoffs. I mean, that's when they had all this stuff about the Kings breaking the sound record in the stadium. You know, I mean, people were pumped at that team. And then I believe it was the very next year, Brian Grant ended up leaving and declining to sign with the Kings, and he signed with Portland. And the Kings were bad for the next 2 or 3 years until they made the trade for Chris Webber and Divac and them. But I don't remember disliking those bad teams or even having this kind of feeling towards them the way I do with this team right here. And I mean, those were some pretty bad teams too with, you know, it was pretty much just Corliss Williams and a bunch of bums, you know, and then they traded Mitch Richmond. Cause I want to say he got hurt for a little bit too, but anyway, it was just Mitch Richmond, Corliss Williamson, a bunch of just dudes losing a bunch of games because they lost their power forward. So I didn't even hate those teams. I don't hate this team, but I mean, I didn't dislike watching them as much as I dislike watching this team at times. So I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't speak for everybody either.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, and again, like you said, it's not for you, but I wonder for a lot of fans in the back of their mind, that's part of it, right? Especially like such a long drought, and then all of a sudden, it's like the what ifs and the what can be's. And
for a lot of people, you're right. I think for a lot of people, you're right. That does have a lot to do with it. But just for me personally, though, no.
Okay. Yeah, it's man. It's I love this city. I love the fan. I've said it a million times. I love the fan base. But I'll say this too, like, and this was what I wrote into, like, my gripe with Sacramento Kings fans. So I turned on the game yesterday, and I'm looking, and I see the crowd, and I'm like, so let me get this right, man. Is this because it's on NBC and y'all showing up at an 8 o'clock game like it's a sold-out arena? Or are y'all stupid enough to keep giving this dude y'all money? Because I understand the fandom. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not knocking the fandom. But at some point, stop crying about Vivek because y'all keep giving him your money. He ain't never going to make – as long as y'all selling out the stadium, he ain't never going to do nothing about it as far as I'm concerned. Like, unless you're willing to make the statement at some point and be like, hey, we're sick of this garbage. We're sick of what y'all doing. Until you start actually doing something, I'm not going to pay for these games. So, like, I almost got, like, I don't know why. Maybe it's just, you know, I'm deranged. I literally got angry for a minute. Like, I was mad looking at everybody in the crowd like, y'all really at this game on national? Like, y'all just trying to show up for national TV and that's what it is? Because you're scared that everyone will be talking about y'all if you don't show up? Or are you actually showing up because you really are, like, all hyped up? I hope you're not hyped up for the game, but – you're just being a Kings fan, right? Because one, it's 8 o'clock a goddamn night. Like, that's late enough as it is for most people. And maybe for some people it's easier because you get off a little bit later, so you have time to go home, change, do all that, go back, right? Instead of an earlier game. But still, I was angry for a minute. I was like, I don't understand y'all. Y'all cry about Vivek left and right, but then you like, here, take my money. Knowing what you're walking into. And again, that's not a knock on the fandom. I get that part of it, but it's contradictory. So I was like, all right, man, cool. Go ahead and show out and show how loud you are. And then those posts came, obviously, and that's the Kevin John post was like, look how, man, Sacramento fans are special. Look at these guys, like, special or idiots? Because I don't like, there's this fine line between special and idiot. Are we talking about special because you're missing one chromosome? Or are you talking about, like, I don't understand. Like, what do we, like, stop. I'm sick of seeing those posts, Kevin John. I'm sick of everybody posting about how special the fan base is. Bro, we get it. Sacramento loves its Kings. I love the Kings too. Like, obviously I'm not as invested as you guys have been. But enough is enough, man. Like, at some points, I just don't want to hear the crying about the team if you're going to keep showing up to games and watch this crap. That's all. That's my rant. That's it. That's it. I know it's not going to go over well with a lot of people. I get it. But at some point, man, like, this is what Vivek is giving y'all. Like, how long are you going to keep taking it? Don't be like Michigan on a Sunday and just take it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do that. Don't do that. Say no. sometimes say no, man.
Mm-mm.
You don't have to. You don't have to take it.
Yeah. Nah, Renata's are the tickets cheap yet? No, not cheap enough yet.
Not cheap
Like
enough.
I had, the beginning when the schedule comes out, like I circle certain games and I'm like, I want to go to these games. I want to see the other teams coming into town, right? Yeah, no. Like
No, I'm not saying boycott either. I'm just saying like I almost think like some of y'all showed up just because it was a national game and you just didn't want people talking about how empty your like they already talk about Sacramento enough, right? Like T-Mac, all of them, and then there was another. I forgot what show it was that they were clowning Sacramento. It was another like podcast, but it's like it's well deserved. Like I can't even be mad at them because nothing they're saying is not true about the team. But like somebody's like, well, and like you just said, like, will I go to the Bulls when they're in town? Depending on the price, yeah, you're probably right. I'm going to go see because I do enjoy that one team, but but it depends on the price too because they both suck. So like, I'm not
for real. And like, it's like, oh, do you want to go to a game? You want to go? No, yeah, I barely want to watch it on TV. So
I'm pretty sure this off season they raised prices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because and like so we usually go like around that Christmas break time. We always go to a game. We didn't do it this year. We went to a Stockton Kings game because it's like, man,
good call.
Yeah,
it's cool there too. I actually enjoyed the Stockton Kings.
Yeah,
game.
no, we had a great time. But it's for me, my kids, and my wife to go to a game. I mean, man, that's it's a lot of money, even if you sit in the seats that Kenny doesn't like.
This is what I'm talking about. This nonsensical. We're different. You're not different, bro. Every fan base is there's fanatics in every city. Bulls fans showed up every year after the championships, even when they were like 5,000 and 8,000. Like, I get it. You're different. Cool. Keep paying them, but then don't complain. That's all I'm saying is like be different, but then don't complain because Vivek ain't gonna give a damn until you give a damn. And if you don't give a damn, if you're gonna keep showing up to games, then cool. Like I'm a basketball sicko too. I'll go to a YMCA game if somebody invites me to watch the kid play. Like, I get it, but I just don't want to see this. You can't have one without the other. That's all I'm saying is like, then don't complain about the team because you know what Vivek is going to put out there. It's almost Fisher-esque. It's almost Fisher-esque. Like,
yeah.
And at least 8 fans at some point were like, enough is enough.
Right.
Like, whatever happens, like, I'm not coming to these games for your idiotic self anymore. Like, cool. Like that I get,
Yeah, I mean, there's like us that will watch basketball, watch the game. And then, there are the casuals. Jesus. There are the casuals that, could care less, that don't even know who the opposing team is, that will stumble into G1C on a Friday night just for something to do, and like during the game, they don't even know where's De'Aaron? Why isn't De'Aaron on the court? Like, for real, like they don't pay attention. So there is that part of the fan base that just shows up just because.
Or just take your kid. I'm not saying everybody. Right. I like take your kids, have a good time. I get that. Doko's cool. I'm not. If we were to go, it's like, all right, Chatty House, let's go have a good time. It's just us. We're gonna clown. We're gonna laugh. All that. That's cool. I get that. I just like when I see it almost look sold out. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
What?
Like what?
Like what? Why? Like all the crying y'all been doing, and like, okay, man. Like, all right, man. All right. And again, like I say that in saying that if somebody invited me to the game, I would go. Like I would go because again, I enjoy basketball. I enjoy seeing people. Mm-hmm. Again, like, even with us, like because we've gotten to know people, the Chatty House. If you go, you kiss the baby, say hello, watch the Chatty House. Cool. I'll run for office. You know what I'm saying? But
there we go.
But but in general, it's like it would boggle me yesterday when I saw that because I'm like up until yesterday, I feel like the crowds they haven't looked like they did yesterday.
Right.
Like, there's been decent crowds, but I felt like because it was on national television, people were like, yeah, don't just go, man, just go. They already talk enough about us. Don't let this be an empty building.
Maybe there were some seat fillers.
Good.
Maybe some of that was staged. Just saying.
Well, I mean, it's still fun to go see basketball, but I mean, for us, it was just like, man, it's so expensive now for me to want to go see a bad product. I mean, like you said, I'll still go. You know, I mean, it just, I don't know. I wasn't gonna pay for no good seats to watch that. But
yeah, I mean, here we are in January, and I've gone to one game. I went to the home opener. That's not me. Like, I usually go to 4, 5, 6, 7 games by now.
And I think like last year I went to the most games I've ever gone. It's like a lot of it was because people. Well, I think it became because of this, right? Like everybody was people like, hey man, you want to go? Cool. Or somebody offered me ticket, or even when I bought a couple of times, take the little one.
Yeah.
And this year I haven't even looked. I haven't even thought about it other than the opening night. It just was like, yeah, man, I don't feel like spending my hard-earned money, man, for like. I probably won't even watch half the game. I'll probably be walking around talking to people more, talking to see Antonio, see Tone, and see whoever, Matt George, see whoever, like see people and be like, "What's up?" Or,
I miss running into Ham. I miss running into Ham at halftime. That's the best.
Yeah, I always chop it up usually with Tone, so like I have to hit him up on the side, like, "Hey man," I was sitting him on the side, like, "Hey man, I know I haven't seen you this year, so hope everything's well." Blah blah blah. Got to get you on again. But I want to kind of lead into, because we were just talking about seeing people. We can come back to the Kings in a little bit if there's anything to talk about, but there's much. But we also, I don't know if you guys saw the Matt George had an announcement today that he was going to stop doing the Locked On Kings for reasons. I have my own ideas of what I kind of think it is, but I'm assuming he got another gig somewhere. He'll be doing something. I'm sure it'll be announced soon enough, probably tomorrow. There's been speculation on what that is, but I'll let him handle that. But yeah, I could see it was very emotional for him when I saw the last one. He's done that for so long. Over 2,000 episodes. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's a long time.
I'm also curious to see, because lockdown continues regardless of who's doing it. So I am really curious to see who they get to be the next person that does Locked On Kings.
You leaving us? You leaving us, Manny?
No, it ain't me. I guarantee you they don't want me. So I'm a small fish in a big pond. It'd be one of y'all before me. So I don't know how objective I could be anyway.
I really thought that. I was like, who's Manny?
I wish. I ain't gonna lie, that would be crazy. Oh no, it can't be TC. No.
For all of us.
It'll just be a trade machine. It'll just be him spinning a wheel doing a trade machine. I love it, TC. I can't. But I do like when I think about all the media members.
That's why you're
in.
Huh?
I see Kyron.
All in the chat, but you can't be on here with us. That's all right.
Again, like I said, I'm pretty sure whatever he's doing, there's that's a part of the reason why he can't do Locked On Kings. So I think about that too, like people at different stations at different places, what they're able to do, what they're not able to do, because of the affiliation with the Kings and all that good stuff. So if it's an up and coming person, I think that's great. I think they got big shoes to fill. Yeah, they have Matt has a pretty established fan base. I love Matt to death, so I wish him well. I hope whatever it is, I'm glad he's moving on to hopefully bigger and better things, that not only for his career but for his family. Whatever he's doing, I'm sure I'll enjoy watching it, whatever it is, if I can. But
it'll be Jake Gayden.
That's an interesting one. Oh, you know what? That's a good one, dude. Like, I would not be surprised if that, because I gotta assume it's got to be someone that's already doing Kings content. Yeah, right? Like they're already kind of got their feet planted in. I thought about him. Another one is one of John Pose's boys. I think would be a dark horse. Is I always mispronounce. Is it Marcelo? Pose knows what I'm talking about, but he does a lot of YouTube content, and he's he's really good at what he does. So. He's got some connections too. It won't be Styles. Guarantee it won't be Styles. Oh no. Locked on the KKK. That's great. No, I don't think there's that channel. So, yes, there you go, securing Marcellus Howard. I think he'd be a good choice. I don't know, but whoever it is, again, like I will be more than happy to support and see what they do, and I'm sure they'll be.
Kenny was talking about another job.
Who?
Kenny.
Oh.
Oh,
I want to. Yeah, that would be kind of dope, actually.
Good.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be kind of cool. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. So yeah, it'd be like I said, there's some names thrown out there. Like if you guys could pick Casey aside, because you already just said it, but like
Right.
if you had another guess, who would you? Anybody that you would be? Brandon, Sean Cunningham.
I was gonna say somebody like that, somebody like Sean.
Yeah.
Brandon, cool.
Yeah.
Brandon with Jake on CBS. I think I like him. I think he could cook on there.
Do you think Kevin would do it?
I could see that.
Because I know they've been having turnover at ABC. They got bought out by somebody that's running their show now. So I know there's been talk over there of changes, and there always is when somebody new comes in and buys out a company or they want to bring in their own people. They have their own ideas. So.
And then Matt George would definitely co-sign for him.
No, for sure, yeah.
So.
Hopefully we'll hear soon who it is, and it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. But again, love out to Matt. Hope everything, man, it's nothing but success going forward. So love Matt. So, all right, you want to talk a little football? So we got some playoffs coming. You know I do. So
we know.
So we got some games going on this weekend. Despite the 13-20 hate for the Chicago Bears that seems to be running rampant through that office, other than Abe. Abe is my only saving grace over there as a Bears fan. But I'm not gonna lie, if I were to take the fandom out of it, I don't know if they can beat Green Bay. Their defense is atrocious right now. It's as bad as San Francisco's defense. We saw that in that matchup with Kayla. I don't know. Like, I don't think you can do what they've done though. I don't think you can not play good up until the fourth quarter and then think you can win in. Like, Caleb has to be, from the minute the game starts, he's got to be more consistent. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to beat Green Bay by just doing comebacks. Like, it bites you in the ass. It did in San Francisco, and it did in Detroit the week after. Like, you can't live and die by last minute wins all the time. Ask Baltimore about that. So, like, that's not, it's not sustainable. It's just not. Kansas City, we talked about that, right? Like, last year, couldn't lose a 1-point game. This year, couldn't win a 1-point game. Like, it's just not sustainable for a long term. So, but I do think they're going to beat Green Bay. Personally, I do think they're going to beat Green Bay. I think it's going to be a heated game. I think you're going to get a lot of penalties, cheap shots, all kinds of stuff. It's just a big rivalry. But after that, who do you guys have? Like, who do you guys see coming? Now that you kind of see the matchups.
It's kind of wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, on both sides now, with some of these teams that missed the playoffs. In the NFC, I honestly don't know. And I'm not, trying to be a hater or nothing. I don't see the Niners making it just because their defense is. I don't think it's going to hold up.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be a close one?
What'd you say?
Do you think it'll be a close one with the Niners and Eagles?
I do. I think it's going to be a close game.
I do too. It depends on what Barkley and what Hurts you get too. Like, they both look average at best most of the year. Jalen looks like Caleb sometimes. Like, they missing throws wide open. Barkley looks average at best most of the time this whole year. Like, he's only had a couple real breakout games. And if they're not on, I think the Niners offense can score still. Like, I still think it's just whether their defense folds or not. Like, they're hanging. I give as much shit as I talk in the chat and all that. I will be the one to admit, like, that defense is holding on by a thread, if even that at this point. Like it's on Elmer's glue and all kinds of parts. Like so, like I
Get some
don't.
Gorilla Glue.
Yeah,
Elmer's glue.
yeah. I give them that. Like it's been a long time since I've seen a team so decimated on that side of the ball like that. And it seems like every game somebody goes out like not just like the tweak. It's like he tore his ACL. Oh, he tore this, or he's like it's like out for the season type injuries for every player. Like I said, they're on like their fourth middle linebacker, fifth middle linebacker, whatever it is. Yeah, so like this might be this might be for the Eagles like that game that they look all world because not necessarily because they are, just because the San Francisco is so beat up on that side of the ball. So it might end up being kind of like the San Francisco Bears game where like if they can just score with them, they can stay in the game long enough and then see who gets the ball last.
And I mean, that's it too. I mean, I just think those injuries are going to catch up with the Niners at some point. You know, they've had a really good season, but, you know, I mean, I would even say they were probably the favorites if they still had half of the guys they lost. Not even everybody. If they had Warner back, if they had, you know, a Bosa, if they had, you know, I mean, just two of the guys that they've lost. You know, I mean, the Niners would be right there. But, yeah, and then, I mean, I don't believe in Seattle, but they do got a really good defense. And Darnold does just enough to win games. I don't think he's as bad as Kenny makes him out to be, though. I think Darnold's had a pretty good season. And then in the AFC, man, I don't even want to pick a team in the AFC.
Yeah.
Is this the year the Bills finally get there?
It's crazy if they don't because this is the ones like there's like everybody that's been their demise is not there. Like if you're gonna make it, this is the year for you guys to like do it. If not, I think you might see a shakeup over there in some way or another, whether it's coaching, player, whatever it is. And I wonder how much it hurts them. Nobody's really talked about this. I wonder how much Diggs moving on has really hurt this team offensively because I feel like they've stalled at times when they needed a player like him.
Well, and nobody's even talking about Denver.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I really don't believe in Denver.
Yeah. Bo Nix can look, kudos to that team for where they're at and how they got there and all that. But I've watched a bunch of their games this year, and their offense looks god-awful at times. Like, their defense has kept them in 90% of their games. Like, yeah, he's had a couple games here and there where he's done really well. But for the most part, like, they've masked a lot of his deficiencies. A lot. And, yeah, they could easily be that team with the great record that's one and done if they don't. Now, who are they? They're playing the Chargers, right? I think they're playing the Chargers, which they should be in all accounts should be able to beat. But I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to.
I mean, no, you could be right, but
let me look at these matchups. We're going NFL. The Bears, Packers, Rams, Panthers, Bills, Jaguars, 49ers, Eagles. Oh, Chargers, Patriots. That's right.
Oh, Patriots.
Because the Denver has a bye, right? So, and then it's Texans, Steelers. So let's just go through the games real quick. I won't be mad if you don't pick my team. Bears, Packers, pick a team.
Bears.
It's not because you like them. I'm picking the Bears.
Go Bears.
I love y'all. Even though I think you'll say something different when we go off the air. That's fine. I'll take it.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Rams, Panthers.
Rams.
Yeah, if they can't beat like they were saying on the show, like at one point this season, we thought they were going to be world beaters.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of came down to earth a little bit.
Yeah,
they struggled at times, but I like the Panthers' moxie, but they should not be able to beat the Rams. Bills, Jaguars.
Bills.
Jags.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. I just don't trust Trevor enough.
I don't either, but
yeah.
That'd be a hell of a win, though. I'll tell you that. That's a statement when they beat the Bills, especially for him.
Yeah.
But I got to go with the Bills. I got to go with the Bills on that one. 49ers, Eagles.
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 What'd you say?
Eagles.
Eagles. Both of you?
Yep.
My hate for people, I can't do that, so I'm gonna take the Niners. Plus, my girl's a Niners fan.
Right.
So I gotta
be sleeping on the couch. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyron. Yeah. Sorry, Zebra. Sorry, everyone else. But sorry, Kenny.
Chargers, Patriots.
Patriots.
You didn't even want to say that.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Your son is so dirty coming from you. Like, ugh.
Yeah, fine.
I'll say that. Like, Chargers are just, you never know what you're going to get with them.
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody on that team.
Didn't they start the season really well?
They did, and then they do what they always do. They start floundering, and then
they just didn't.
And they just didn't. I'm curious to see, not in this round, but the Pats had a pretty easy schedule for the most part. And you just play the teams that are in front of you. I get all that. Yeah. But I want to see May like in some distress. I want to see him in the playoffs, see if that moxie's still there, if his poise is still there. Because I like him a lot. He was on my fantasy team. He's a great quarterback. I think he's going to be around for a long, long time and be all pro. But I also want to see, for rookies, for first and second year players, they make the playoffs. It's different. Playoffs are different, man. Like, you get the best from everybody. So I want to see him in those positions. That didn't sound right. Texans and Steelers.
Texans.
I'm going to go with Damien's boy. I'm going to go upset. I'm going to go Steelers.
I refuse to go anything that says Rodgers. So
I just can't do it.
Can't do it. I like the coach. Love him.
Yeah.
That's the part. That's the part that gets me. Like I
exactly.
love Tomlin. Love Tomlin. Yep. But sorry, buddy. Yeah. My hate for Rodgers is stronger.
Yeah.
My hate for Rodgers is stronger. So I gotta go with it. And I like Stroud. I actually do like Stroud. So I like to see the Texans get over that hump and at least get a first round. And after that, I don't know. Like you guys said, it's a wide open. Like I think that's the one great thing about these playoffs. Like it's almost like every game you want to watch it because you just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. And so, like you said, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why if the Bills don't win it this year, like I think they're going to panic and start like rebuilding in a lot of places because they've invested a lot of money into a lot of positions. So
that would be a huge upset.
Yeah, especially if they would lose that first game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a meltdown coming.
Yeah.
That's a meltdown coming. And I think not just only for that, but because of the history, like with Jim Kelly, 3 straight Super Bowls, couldn't win it. Here comes this team, can't even get to that point, can't win it. Like,
see, I couldn't stand that team growing up because I love Dan Marino. So my 2 teams were the Dolphins and the Raiders growing up. So
Michigan gonna have a field day with you.
Oh no. No. I've always been 2-team Tasha.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I wasn't a Bills fan, but there was a point when it got to that second and third one where, like, especially the third one, I was like, let them win, man.
Yeah.
Like that'll be the worst thing ever for you to go to 3 straight Super Bowls and you can't. Like it's never happened. Like and when they lost that, it was like, and I there were certain players I did like, where like I liked Thurman Thomas. Even Jim Kelly, like he was cool. Like he was a good quarterback, gritty. There's a bunch of guys. Bruce Smith was a beast. Like they weren't like they were some unlikable team. Like there was like but they just weren't my team. But like to see that, like that's brutal, man. If you were part of that, and did a 30 for 30 for God's sake on it. Like there's just so much history there. So to watch this team, like obviously they haven't been to the Super Bowl, but almost following those same footsteps where they can't get it done when they're favored for so many years, is like, yeah, y'all better get it done this year, man. You had better at least make it to the Super Bowl. Like anything that happens after that, I guess, and even then, but at least if you make it, you could say you went to the Super Bowl. Jesus.
I still think that's the most wildest, like string of seasons, is the Bills. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls. I mean, it's I think Minnesota lost 4, but they didn't go to 4 straight Super Bowls. You know, I'm talking about the 70s, early. You know, the Minnesota.
Like that's a dynasty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Damn near a dynasty.
4 times and lost.
Like that's crazy. Like not one, like just one, man. Like you win one, no one's even like, yeah, there'll be some residual history that people talk about, but you won one. Like the team got it done at least once. Like, bro, y'all didn't get it done at all. Like, and they had like you said, like there were stars left and right on both sides of the ball. Like they had a complete team, and they just could not get over that hump, and it was crazy. I don't even remember like the scores about. Like I think there was a couple where they were up, right, and then
the Giants. It was wide right. Remember wide right?
Yeah, wide right. That's right. I forgot about that.
I think the second Cowboys Super Bowl, that one was fairly close, wasn't it?
Yes.
With the Bills and the Cowboys. The first one, I think the Cowboys blew them out, and then I thought the second one was close.
Yeah, one of them was close. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but yeah. It was 2019 versus the Giants. Yeah, that was sick. That one was sick, man.
And if you think about it, man, I remember at that time thinking, like people were even saying, why would you have that guy attempt a 48-yard field? I was like, dude, now that's not even that long.
That's average.
48-yard field goal is that's a routine kick now.
But dude, did you guys watch that Steelers Ravens game?
Yeah.
I felt so bad. I felt so bad for that dude. Like,
yeah,
it was like a chip shot too. It was like, all right, man, this is money. Like, you can't miss whatever it was. Like, it's a chip shot, and then it was shanked, and it was like, oh.
And doesn't he like never miss?
Yeah, he never misses.
It wasn't one of those ones that like drifted or anything. I mean, it was off of his foot. You knew he missed it.
He said it too. That, and kudos to him for like, being there, doing the interview. Like, I always got respect for players that like stick around, take the, and even like listening to Lamar in his post conference, like I know he wanted to call him a bitch a couple times, and he just held back. Kudos to him. He wanted to beat that man's ass. You could tell, like he was trying to keep it together as much as possible, but he definitely wanted to beat that kicker's ass. And yeah, man. But at the same time, like, I am a big believer in y'all put yourself in this position.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you had chances to outright win this game, and you put yourself in a position of hoping. It's like a wish. It's like, I wish. You wish he hits well, that's what happens.
You see the replays of that, though? That's wild. Like, the refs just call leaping just whenever they want to, because that dude jumped right over the center. And he used the center's back to jump over him. And I was like, he probably should have been called, but dude missed it. So, I mean, I'm not going to blame it on that. But, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, but I always feel like that's your one job, man. Like, you don't even play 90% of the game. All you need to do is kick this goddamn ball. And you loosied that shit. Like, Charlie Brown's your ass. Like,
the other kicker could have been the scapegoat too, because remember he missed the extra point.
Mm-hmm. That was the big thing. Yeah, he missed the extra point, so I was like, all right, saved his ass. No one talking about him this week. Nobody talking about Boswell.
That dude's feeling just fine right now.
Mm-hmm. And I loved it too because they kept showing Aaron's face, and I was like, yes, go F yourself. go back into your cave, fool.
Into your cave. Take Draymond with you.
Your dark room.
Yeah, go back to your dark room. Nope. Gets another week out of it. And then what happened? Like, and then you got the chain reaction, right? We haven't even started on that. The firing of Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. So
like there's someone did a graphic, and it's so did you guys see the field goal graphic? So it's a field goal. It's showing like here's the uprights, and the two here say fire Tomlin, and in the middle says fire Harbaugh. The two ends say fire Harbaugh, and then the middle one says fire Tomlin. That's how it looked at the end of the game, because maybe that's what happens, right? Like if the Steelers lose, maybe if Aaron says he's done, maybe Tomlin gets fired. So you're like one kick away from keeping your job, basically. That's crazy. And who knows if that's true, right? Maybe Harbaugh still leaves at the end of the year if they go into the playoffs and it's one and done or whatever. But shit happens, man. So I think that was the biggest surprise, right? Like I think everybody else that got fired was pretty much we expected pretty much to get fired. Stefanski, who else got fired? Huh?
Pete Carroll.
Did you see that come in, David?
Well, with the Raiders, you never know. But I mean, you couldn't not fire that guy after that. I mean, that was just. This is the roster you chose. You know, I mean, you chose Geno Smith. You put it together. What's going to be wild too isn't Oregon playing Indiana?
Yes.
So I mean, I think those the Raiders are going to be watching that game intently.
Yeah.
Well, I think in all intents and purposes, I think it's Mendoza or bust.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
And so, I mean, I think that's just what it is. And then, yeah, I don't know who else would be. No, there's a couple. Poles was talking about that one day. I forgot who else he mentioned, but
it's the quarterback for Oregon. That what is his name?
Yeah. I always forget his name.
I forget his name too. But yeah.
Then they're talking about Miami was already talking to Jim Harbaugh, even though they have a coach. Like that's so stupid. Like, bro, just fire the man. Personally, I'm surprised he didn't get fired. I'm shocked that Mike McDaniel still has a job. And maybe that doesn't last too much longer, but that's one that I totally thought Dante Moore. Yeah, I'm totally shocked that he wasn't one of the first ones fired. Like, what are you doing, or what are you doing with the owner, or what kind of pictures do you have? And it's not like he's been in that for a couple of years now.
Wow.
He's the most non-football coach looking football coach I've ever seen in my life too. Like he does not like if you saw this dude in the street, you would hand him your laptop and ask him to fix it at Geek Squad. He does not look like a football coach whatsoever. That sounds mean, whatever, but he looks like he works at Geek Squad. That's all I'm saying. Damn. So I can't. And then he just does so many asinine things. Like I don't know. I'm just shocked that he still has a job.
Ask Jesse what he thinks.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Mentioned. Do you think the Raiders hold on to everybody they have right now? Do you think Crosby's still there? Do you think who's the other guy? No, but I think Bowers is safe.
I think they're going to keep the young players. If I was them, though, if they're going to rebuild, I would trade Max Crosby.
They just get some picks.
Yeah, just because I mean, if you're going to go full, because at this point they're going full on rebuild, and I mean, he makes the most money, and I mean they need everything.
Yeah,
just list every position and every coaching position, and that's what the Raiders need. The only thing they can't get is a new owner.
That right there, Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
I'm still mad about that.
I'll never listen to Return of the Mac again.
Oh,
because man, Oakland Coliseum used to. Oh man, they'd start playing that, and everybody would just go nuts. I can't.
Hey, as bad as y'all felt about Mac, after his first year in Chicago, I felt bad too because I felt like they misused him for the next 3 to 4 years in Chicago, and he wasted time there too. So I was like, bro, like if y'all not gonna use this dude right, then move on, man. Especially on that team, that's what we do. We play defense. And you guys are wasting him away, like not really playing. I felt like he could have done a lot more than he did, and not because of him, but because of the schemes and everything. I was like, bro, let him go.
I've seen some of those games that the Bears, they had him dropping back into coverage.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing?
Man.
Yeah, they misused that dude 100%.
Do you guys think that the Raiders have a chance in getting Harbaugh?
No.
No?
You don't think so?
Because
who's in the running? Because I know there's a lot of teams.
I saw the coaches they had listed. I'm pretty underwhelmed.
Oh,
the one that overwhelmed me the most was who was the one that I saw?
Brian Flores.
Matt Nagy. I'm like, bro, what do you want Matt Nagy for? I'm here to tell you, Matt Nagy ain't the answer. I'll tell you from personal experience, Matt Nagy is not the answer. So,
I don't know at this point. I don't think they're going to get Harbaugh, though. I mean, I think I agree with I think a bunch of people think he's going to the Giants. I could see that. But you know what, man? I also think too that before when who was it? The guy that the Bears got.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, he was going into a situation with the number 1 pick. And whoever comes in gets to choose their quarterback, the guy they're going to have to build around. So I don't think it's as bad of a job as an opening as people make it out to be, because again, you got cap space and pretty much a clean slate. You're going to get your guy. So I wonder if if they're going to go with a young up and comer or an established coach. I don't know, but
it's got to be so here's the thing is, I don't care who you draft, and let's just assume it's Mendoza, right? Like, cool. If you don't, I tell you this as a person that had Justin Fields and now has Caleb. If you don't get the right coach, you're not going to have the right quarterback no matter
100%.
Right.
So, because that changed everything for us, right? Like Caleb, and even still, it's still a waiting to see. But the transformation of last year's Bears team to this year's Bears team, just offensively, the schemes, everything, like it's night and day. And there's still a lot of work to be done, but at least you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And you see that there's progression. And as long as they keep making these right moves going forward, they'll at least be able to be contenders. And for me, that's all I can ask for. Super Bowls are hard enough to win, at least be in the running every year. That's it, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just glad the Raiders didn't mess it up and got the number 1 pick.
I thought they were winning those last 2 games.
Right? I thought they were going to win one of those, and okay.
Yeah.
So there's a win, right? Little tiny win.
It is, because it's a good way to start. And now you get the right coach. And like you said, to me, that is a place of destiny for a coach, because you get to pick who you, like, even with Ben Johnson, he inherited Caleb, right? Like, so he has to, even whether we know behind closed doors or not, or whether he really wanted him or not, he had to at least use him this year. And if he could make it work, cool. If not, Caleb was probably out the door next year. They're going to find a way to trade him and, get a pick, maybe even trade up in the draft. So in saying that, like, whoever the coach is, they get to be the ones to pick whoever it is they want. That from day one, that's who they're working with and developing. And you can't ask for more than that as a coach. So I think I would not be, again, you're probably right, David. It's probably not Harbaugh, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if Harbaugh was intrigued.
Oh yeah,
and at least listened.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if he considered it, but I just don't think like that'll happen. I mean, I should say that I don't think that's going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me, but
yeah. Do you have somebody that you'd like to see? Anybody that jumps out?
Somebody mentioned Kubiak in there.
Offensive coordinator.
I think you have to go with an offensive guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Go with a defensive guy.
I think Poles was saying the same thing at one point, that he likes that pick, Kubiak. And I think that's
it probably was Poles. I just saw that name. Yeah, that one. Somebody said Kingsbury, but I don't know. It's
Brian Flores.
Yeah. Somebody said Brian Flores, which I don't know, that kind of underwhelms me. I don't.
Yeah.
The names I've seen so far, none of them like jump out to me. Not so far. So I'm assuming there's more to come. It usually goes like that. When's the draft? The draft is
April,
February, right? Is it April? Oh, Jesus, I'm way off. Yeah, like they got plenty of time to find the right guy.
Yeah.
So I think there'll be a lot more interviews to come, and I also think sometimes you wait till everything kind of dies after the Super Bowl, see who's still around, who gets fired, who stays, and you have a bigger pool of choices of coaches to pick from.
Knowing the Raiders, they're probably going to hire John Gruden.
I was going to say.
I said that to Poles and then one day. I said, I'll just get Gruden again. Give him one more chance.
Knock on wood.
But no, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's as dire as some people try to make it be. I think that's more about rivalry with the Niners and the Raiders. But again, I just don't get the pick wrong. And I'm not saying that Mendoza is. You're not going to know until you see him play, but can't get the pick wrong. You can't get who you're pairing them with wrong because either way, either one with 1 out of 2, it's a disaster. Both have to be right for it to work. So, and like you said, everything else just you draft a couple players. You probably trade if you're smart. There's no reason to have a player like Crosby around if you're losing games or if you're still trying to rebuild. So get what you can and stock up. That's the best way to go. So I do think he'll be out before next year. I'll take him. I'll take him on the Bears. We need it. So
hey, don't downplay that. He might be headed there.
Yeah, it's he being a long list of linebackers that we covered. So, I'll say this. We were talking about Baltimore earlier. I really did like Roquan when he was with the Bears, and I was really mad when the Bears let him go to Baltimore. I thought he was going to flourish like no other there. I haven't heard a word about him after the first 6 games he was in Baltimore. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, damn, I haven't heard Roquan's name in a year. I don't know if he's just been injured because I don't really follow Baltimore that closely, or if he just has been underwhelming as a player. But I'm just shocked that he didn't thrive over there so far. So maybe it was a good Bears move. I don't know, but we'll see. We shall see. So I think this would be a good weekend of football. Yep. See all the aftermath next week, and we'll have to talk about it and see how that goes. And I mean, obviously, there's Kings talk.
There's always that.
There's always Kings talk. We talk about how awful they are and why they're not doing what they're supposed to be. Who's injured, who's not. Keon. We didn't even really get into
his thumb again.
Huh?
His thumb again.
Is that what got hurt again? He hurt his thumb?
Maybe something else, but yeah, he hurt his thumb again. This team and their damn thumbs.
They caught him. They caught him doing the Jason Hart.
I just also think it was Jason. But I also thought it was funny, just him being back in the rotation again. Y'all with your little rotations of people are out, they're in. It's just hilarious to me. I don't understand this front office, and I think T-Mac said it best too. I don't understand anything that they're doing over there at all. There's no cohesiveness. There's no
yeah.
Even if you're playing bad, just the rotation itself. Just stick to a rotation until you're ready to make these trades. Stop this nonsense. James Hampson, I would not. Keon is probably going to be one of the first ones to go. It seems like. I feel like they're just seems like that's what it is, and so be it. I don't know.
Yeah, I do wonder if now we start to see, excuse me, if we start to see that action pick up, though. You know, with the teams making moves, and if you just hear, so
I think so.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some movement. I don't know how fast in the next whatever, but yeah, I do think there's going to be some movement. So. I'm not even reading nothing at this point. These guys are ridiculous.
Kyle, if he switches his name to that.
I did want to say before we get out of here, happy birthday to our homie Warren. Today's his birthday. And condolences and thoughts and prayers to Bryce and his family.
Absolutely.
His grandmother that passed away.
Yeah. No, since we mentioned that, one of the things we kind of dealt with, my wife lost her best friend recently. She's sick for a while. So, So, shout out my wife. Hopefully she's,
That's a hard.
She's going through it right now. So,
yeah. Our best friends are like family, right? Those are our closest. So, sometimes better than. But for better or for worse, they could be better than your family. So
yeah. I lost one of my best girlfriends when I was early 20s. Not, she wasn't sick or anything. It was in her sleep, and that, to this day, 20 something years later, hurts. It really hurts. But let her know it'll get easier. Time does heal, but cherish the memories.
100%.
Yeah. All right.
On that note,
on that note, and one last little thing. I got some almost good news, but like I will take any good juju, thoughts, prayers my way. We got some good stuff cooking. So please.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's what I like to hear. All right. So we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Chatty House. We ballin', boy. We going up at the Chatty House. We talk about it all, bring the family out. Sub to the channel, hit the lights now. And we only going up when the lights down. Yeah, we just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party. We just getting started. Ain't no party like a Chatty House party.